All right, so here's my final bat. And I just put his eyes on and I just slanted him a little bit when I glued him on. And now I know my hand will fit in the front and the back. I've already tested it. And he can go. Rah, rah, rah. This way you can have your hands close to each other, but still be social distancing because you've got on a bat. So make sure that you don't try to bend his fangs down until the glue is dry, if that's what you want to do. I'm going to leave mine the way that they are so he can be over here with this bat. So what we're going to do with our leftover piece, I'm going to go ahead and keep using that because that way it'll still show up on the camera. We did something important with the wing. And it's a fun project to do that we can do for another one that would be a little bit more complicated, but this would be a great way to get an easy head start on it. So I have a nice background piece of paper that has nothing to do with my bat. And I'm going to go ahead and take my leftover piece and fold it in half and cut it. And we're going to do something similar like with the bat wing. And but we're not going to use two pieces. We're just going to cut one. So we don't have to do any more folds. We're just going to make one and cut it in half. What we want to do is put it on a background. It doesn't have to be a darker background like mine. I'm kind of going to make a checkerboard thing going on here. And what I want to do this time is I want to draw my bat wing, but I'm only making one. So I want two separate pieces of paper. This is going to be my bat wing. And then this can be something totally different. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my bat wing on here like I did before. But I'm going to make it a little smaller so I can see what I had. I'm going to just draw a slightly smaller one, color around with my nice arc. And I'll do my fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want to cut that out. So make sure that you watch what happens after I've cut this out, because then you can do one on your own for the other side. So I'm going to cut this out and show you what to do with it. Okay, so here we go. Here is my cut piece of paper that is the bat wing. What I'm going to do is just flip it over and match it up on the other side. So we didn't draw the whole bat like we would do for the oil pastel, but we could do them. And then you want to make something of, both of these can be your own designs. I'm just using the bat wing for an example. And you can do something else for the bottom one. If you know how to fold a paper in half to cut a heart, that's a great way to do it. But basically anything's going to work. Now this one's in the opposite direction. So I have my light paper here and flipped it over here. It's the same piece. I'm just making it match up to the points where it got cut out of the light paper. So now I'll just cut out just a fun shape here on the bottom and do it the opposite direction. So I'm just going to do something, I don't know, maybe kind of like a light bulb sort of shape. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe just something just totally different. And I want to make sure I don't go over that edge. That kind of looks like a fish. All right, so this piece was here. I'm going to put it back. And this is the piece I cut out. So he's kind of a fish-looking shape. All I want to do with him is flip him over and line him up to where it would have been cut out. So what I want you to do with your leftover piece is to put it on a new background and make a couple of designs. You could do the bat wing, but at least if you're going to do the bat, you could do it from the drawing lesson from the oil pastels. But you can look up all kinds of ideas. Don't get too complicated. If you've never done this before, make it simple. It's called a Notan, N-O-T-A-N. And there are a lot of fun designs. We call this a positive space because it's a shape that we recognize. And we call this a negative space because it's open and is left over from where we cut the shape out. So positive and positive and negative and negative. So those are fun things to show about how to use space to create art. Do something fun with it. I can't wait to see what you create. Make sure that you send them to me and have a great time with your project.